Peace and bright blessings, guys. It's the Queen of Spades coming at you today. And I'd like to, ask and thank my um, spirit guides, my guardian angels, my enlightened ancestors that vibrate off of the frequency of divine love and light, um, my deities that want to see us, in our well-being fulfilled and any goals or dreams or desires that we have in our life, all of the spirits that surround me in my life and my family's life, with the purpose of surrounding us with divine love and protection, and also desiring to assist us in falling through with all of our goals and desires, and basically becoming, and having and being what we desire to be. I'm thankful for them, and I ask that they protect this space at this time for us so that we can have a chit chat and we can do so and unwind in peace and safety and good vibes. So more to be. So this is part 4 of my poly uh, class, a poly class, or my just talking about, my some of my experiences. And hopefully this can help someone out there who either desires to um, switch over from monogamy to poly, or they have experienced some things in poly, so they're switching over from poly into monogamy. Hopefully this will help somebody out there. And again, I am a little tipsy. Um, just in case my words start to slur a little bit, which I think I'm mostly in control of, but every now and then it will happen. So I'm just fair warning, okay? It's late, and I usually, start taking a couple of sips once, it gets, nighttime or evening time, and I don't have nothing else to do, or all of my responsibilities are happening. I will start to, get a couple of glasses of wine before bed. So, um, yeah. So in this particular video, I wanted to go over like what I would have, basically what I would say to myself, what advice I would give to myself, before I even entered into the a poly situation. Advice I would give to myself, and in turn also what I would give to and tell other women, because everyone, you know, that is interested in the information needs to know. So, first thing I would say to myself, I would probably give myself about 5 to 10 pieces of advice before I entered into this situation, a poly situation. I would tell myself to keep my eyes and ears open at all times. That's number one. I would tell myself also to guard my energy. That's number two. I would tell myself to be alert at all times. That's number three. I would also say take things very slow and pay attention to those who want to move fast. It's number four. What's that, number four? Yeah. Number five, I would say to myself to know your self worth. hmm Know your self worth. Number six, I would remind myself you are enough. Number seven, keep your hand in spirit's hand. Number eight, be wise and listen to the signs that spirit shows you for your own good and for the greater good. Um, Number nine, I would say be very choosy, be very selective with your partners. Be very choosy, very selective. Take the time to get to know folks, especially before making major moves and steps with them. There's always the honeymoon phase at the beginning, and everyone's getting to know each other. And, it can be a very beautiful thing. It could be a very magical, phase for, you and that person. But at the same time, you want to make sure that they are, because I mean, at the beginning of relationships, people always put forth their representative. They never put forth who they really are. And so, in knowing that, you've got to be, protective and guarded over your energy. You've got to be. Um, if you're not protective and guarded over your energy, then that leaves room for people to be able to, just step in and handle you however they want to handle you. And that just, it's not going to do. And it's like, that's where the selectiveness comes in, because if you're looking at the qualities and traits of the people that you're dating or you're talking to or you're going with, and you're observing them over a period of time, then you should be able to, pick up on certain things. It may not be everything right away, but you will pick up on small things here and there. And when you see those signs or those red flags, then now it's time to, either come to them about what you have seen or found, to get some sort of clarity or understanding, or, take your understanding and what you have seen and observed and learned for yourself and move on. Sometimes it's just that simple. Um, Never let anyone make you think that, just because you're in the a similar lifestyle as them, that your lifestyle has to kind of like, I'm trying to find the words for it, like almost like it's best for you to, put aside your thoughts and feelings and ideals of what your life is supposed to look like and make it more into their idea of what it's supposed to look like. Be careful of people like that. I learned that. You got to be careful of people like that. And the reason why you have to be careful of people like that is because, not to say that they're all bad, they just have these little nicks and knacks, these little, character flaws. And when you notice them, then you got to check it. You got to approach them about it. And you got to, oh, number 11, place firm boundaries around yourself. That's your wall of protection right there. Nobody should be able to get by it unless you allow somebody to get by it. But nobody should be able to penetrate your wall, your boundaries. Nobody should be able to penetrate your wall of protection. Nobody should be able to penetrate your boundaries. And if you have firm boundaries and you keep them up and you make them very plain, then a person can't help but to, either respect where you're coming from or to walk away from you, or, to let you know, no, I don't like that. I don't like that you put yourself first. I don't like that you have self-worth. I don't like that you have confidence. I don't like that you feel like you can do things how you want to do them versus how I want you to do them. Well, if that's the case, you know what you could do, you know, um, because that door goes two ways, and nobody is holding a gun to your head forcing you to stay here. So at the end of the day, if you and your person can't compromise and, find a common ground or a point where you can connect and relate at, where both people's thoughts and feelings are respected and considered and all these different things, if you can't get to that point, then you really don't have a relationship. If you don't have loyalty, if you don't have trust, if you don't have love, care, concern, if you don't have connection with this person on multiple levels or all levels, that includes spiritual, that includes physical, that includes mental, that includes psychically, you got to be able to connect with your partners, and definitely sexually as well. You got to be able to connect with your partner. And if your partner is not available for you to connect with, or simply doesn't know how to connect with you in those aforementioned ways that I said, well, then that's still not, for me, like a total make or break type of situation. Them not having the capacity to, because think about it, when you first meet people, they don't know necessarily how to love you. They don't know you. They're learning you. They're getting to know you. And then over time they learn you, they learn your body, they learn, what you like, what you enjoy, what you love, what lights your fire, you know, and it's like you learn them too. You learn those things of them too. So it's like it's best over time for you to, just take your time in learning people. Never lay down your boundaries. Always make it plain what it is that you desire for your life. And someone coming in, kind of being like, well, yeah, well, see, this is kind of what I want. Let me tell you what I want. And then let's, go from there, move from there. This is what I want, and this is how we're going to do things. And, it's one thing for a man to take charge, but if he's being extra deceptive and manipulative, then that's a problem, because that means that you're not being looked out for, you're not being cared for, and he doesn't really feel any real need or pressure to look out for you, because, you know, if you're letting it go by without standing on your boundaries and saying, no, this is how I feel and this is how I want it, and this is how it can work out for both of us. We can compromise on this, and they're not willing to. See, it's not necessarily the character flaws that are the make or break. It's when a person has a willingness to stay blind. It's when a person has a willfulness to stay ignorant. It's when a person has a willfulness to not want to change and do better for themselves, and hence the people that they're in a relationship with. When that factor comes into play, it's no longer about the character flaws. It's all about that person and their lack of willingness to want to cooperate and come to a compromise with you as their partner. And so that tells me you don't really love me. You don't really care for me. There's no loyalty. There's no respect, you know? And I could be wrong. This person may have had it in their own way. Because once again, I felt like they were incapable, like they were ill prepared for me in a sense. They had never met nobody like me before. And it's like in certain instances and conversations, they would be like, you're the best I've ever experienced. You're the best in everything, like overall. Like, you're the type of woman I've always wanted. Well, what happened to that? I was the type of woman you always wanted, and then when I came, you didn't know what to do with me. So, that taught me personally, like, when you ask universe for things, and you're really strong in your desire and your passion for having certain things in your life, well, the next step after wanting those things and knowing what you want and knowing what you desire, that next step is actually getting yourself mentally, physically, spiritually prepared, for that blessing. I'm going to be a billionaire. I am billionaire status. And I'm not just sitting around thinking to myself like, oh, it's never going to happen. Oh, it will happen. Has no choice but to happen. It absolutely will happen. I am billionaire status. So if I'm saying that and I know that that's coming, I have faith that that's coming, I have a knowing that that's coming, what I need to be doing is preparing myself for that lifestyle. And it starts with you, like mapping out that blueprint, on how to move forward with your goals and dreams. This is what I teach in my coaching courses and consultations. This is what I teach. Like, you can't just want certain things. You got to prepare for it. especially if it's something you've never had before. And so, unfortunately, I feel a little for this person because they wanted this grand type of woman, and they wanted this grand type of woman all their life, and I don't think that they ever experienced it. They experienced not that the women were bad that they were with. They just were, when he met them, they were in a position where they were very needy. And so they needed to lean on him in order to make sure they ate, in order to make sure that bills were covered and things of that nature. And it's like, because they solely depended on him, he kind of like, I wouldn't say kind of, he abused his power and basically took advantage of the fact that they needed him, and basically just ruled over his relationships however he wanted to. He didn't know no other way. So it's like, now I understand why we needed to connect like we did, why the energy was so intense, so passionate, because we were meant to come into this lifetime together as, twin flame soulmates, and basically be able to inspire each other and encourage each other to do the necessary work on ourselves so that we can move forward together. Because usually, if there's a twin flame soulmate connection, more than likely you and that person have some synchronicities, some similarities, and more than likely you were partners in a past lifetime. And we both felt that about each other. Like, like we had to have been husband and wife in another lifetime, like maybe a couple of lifetimes. And we did not get to fulfill, the mission that we were meant to fulfill in previous lifetimes. We didn't get to finish that. So the promise to the universe was for us to find our ways, find each other, and then find our way in this lifetime and complete that goal once and for all, so that we could walk across the threshold and into that portal of abundance and both just receive hella blessings and abundance and wealth and money flow and love and, beauty and, just everything wondrous, everything that we ever desired. But what happened was, because, well, in situations where one um, twin or soulmate is done wrong by the other twin or soulmate, what happens is they receive all the karma from the relationship, all the judgment. And the other twin, who actually loved unconditionally and genuinely and, you know, did what they were supposed to do where this relationship was concerned, and, were everything to this person that they, wanted back to themselves and didn't receive, the universe stepped in. There was definitely a divine intervention. And the universe was like, I don't like how you handling, I don't like how you handling my child. So I'm going to step in. I'm going to step in and I'm going to end this because I don't like how you handling my child. And I'm not going to let you get away with handling my child like this. No, it's over. It's done. So universe ended it, you know? And, that last conversation we had where basically the individual was saying, like, I don't plan to change. I'm not changing. Like, I'm fine how I am. I just was like, oh, okay. Well, have a nice life, I guess. Because I'm not changing either. You know, the only difference between our behaviors is that one was more toxic than the other. And so as a result, one that was used to kind of just doing his own thing in life, the universe allowed that, thinking that, at some point there would be a turnaround. The person will want more for themselves, but they got used to getting away with everything, in these previous relationships. And they never fully learned how to love themselves or how to love others. They knew how to receive it, they didn't know how to give it back. And so the universe now is forcing them to grow up, forcing them. And, yeah, I hope that they do get to grow up. And I hope that they do before they leave out of this off this earth, before they leave out of this realm. I hope that they do get to grow and go through that transformation that was meant for them to go through. And I hope that they do have the success that they desire to have. I hope that they learn all the lessons that they need to learn. And I hope that they're able to cleanse and purify themselves of that leftover toxicity and debris that they experienced, or basically experienced in their lives, but also what they gave off to others in previous relationships before me. And I hope they learn their lesson. I hope that they grow. I hope they evolve, because I'm going to continue to constantly grow and evolve. And if they don't, oh well. If they do, oh well. Very good. Um, either way, my intentions are pure. So I have no ill intentions towards, that person or any of their partners. I think that what happened was meant to happen. And, it just is what it is. I'm moving forward. Um, I think that the person and their people still stalk me, watch me on social media, different things like that. And it is what it is. It's not going to help them in their growth and development, but I'm moving forward. And any knock that they sent me to knock me down was my boost. I became like Sealy on Color Purple. The death you plan for me is the one you're gonna ride in. That's return to sender energy. Anything you send towards me, that's what you're gonna suffer from instead. So it's like, even though he was doing spell work to love bind me to him, and he really didn't have the most negative of intentions for that, it's like, it still is like crazy, because it's like, how you gonna bind somebody to you in a love binding that already genuinely loves you? You're the one that need to bind yourself, because you don't know how to love other people. You only know how to receive it. So that was kind of crazy to me. But that just goes to show, like, how people will take advantage of, magic, and also take advantage of the fact that, somebody may not be in a position where they even totally and completely know what's going on. That person uses it to their advantage to just keep that person stuck on them. That's misuse of the power of magic, and it's abuse. And from my understanding, this person has always done this. So they were used to doing it and getting away with it. And spirit's like, enough's enough. So it's like, if that person is growing and transforming, I'm happy for them. I have no ill intentions towards them. I have no bitterness towards them. I feel like what was done, and what I did was what I did too, and that's it. That's the end of it. Um, you know, I don't think I would be opposed to receiving an apology from this person, but we can never probably be in a relationship again, because I don't have trust for this person anymore. Now, that could change. It could be built up over time if both people were willing to work at it. Now, I'm not sitting around wondering and imagining if that's going to happen or not. If it does happen and the universe presents that to me, then I would have to see at that moment in time, like, where I stand with it. But as of right now, because I have no bitterness, no, anger towards that individual or their partners, um, I'm not opposed to a conversation. But that's seldom to change. It's seldom not to change. At the end of the day, you've got to do what's best for you. You've got to use levels of discernment. That's very important, y'all. You've got to use levels of discernment in dealing with different relationships and different friendships. You've got to use levels of discernment. Trust yourself. Ask spirit to guide you. Ask spirit to give you messages and downloads. Because throughout this whole time, that's all spirit has been doing with me. And I've been taking heed to it. It's like everybody is over there. They're kind of doing their own thing. They may come around, they may not. And it's okay. I'm completely secure within myself to where it really doesn't even matter. None of it matters except me. Because this is my life and I create my own life. And exactly how I want it and exactly how I see it panning out is exactly how it's going to be. Has no choice but to. So, with that being said, I think that that was pretty much everything that I had to say. I think I covered everything. There's no lost love for that person. They had their really good qualities about them. And, I am uberly thankful for the experience because I learned not just, about the negative things about this person, but I learned so much from this union. I gained so much from this union. And this union propelled me into my greatness because I was just, it's like I was me, but I was unsure of myself. And, people will see your worth, they'll see your light budding and growing and shining, and they'll try to kill it off before it even has a chance, to shine on the world. And when you see things like that, you've got to kill off your connection to that person before they snuff out your light. And so I have no problems with sacrificing relationships or friendships or whatever, if it no longer resonates or serves me. I have no problem sacrificing those so that I can be ushered into what I'm supposed to have, with the people I'm supposed to have it with by spirit. And that's how I see it. Like it is what it is. Either it's meant to be or it's not. Either way it goes, I'm not crying over spilt milk and I don't feel no type of way about it. I'm good. So that was the lesson that was the most important lesson that I learned through it all. Like people can see your light shining, they see your purpose, they see what you're growing into, and they'll try to snuff it out before it even happens. You got to be on guard, cross your T's and dot your I's, and make sure that you keep firm boundaries and make sure that you use levels of discernment to see who all is around you. Remove people when you must, add people in when you feel like it, if they coincide with your mission and your journey and, your mind and their way of thinking coincides with you, you know, why not? Or just be careful and take things slowly. I think that if I wasn't as confident as I am, if I wasn't as secure as I am, situations like that would have been took me up out of here. I can only imagine how it was for the previous ones before me who depended upon this person. So as a result, like they felt like they couldn't stand up on what they felt or believed because that could ruin the chance of, them being financially secured. And for me, I can't be bought, so I don't care about none of that. I care about it, but it don't, what you eat don't make me shit. So at the same time, you got what you got, I got what I got. Together, we could have hella shit. We could have an empire if that's what, the person, the people that I'm in a relationship with, if that's what they want, then we can do that. But actions speak louder than words. And if your actions are not aligning with your verbalizations, I will see that and I will move accordingly with you. Beware of, you know, um, empaths. If you're a person that likes to lie and manipulate and deceive, be aware of being with women who are empathic, who are sensitive, who are psychic mediums like myself, because we will find you out at some point. You may get away with it a little bit in the beginning, but At some point, we will find you out. And when we find you out, then that's a done deal. You would have messed up on one of the biggest opportunities of your lifetime. He's realizing it now. It may be a little too late. Either way it goes, like, the relationship was ended. Now I've moved forward in pursuing my own endeavors, as well as, you know, being in connection with, my husband and my children, my family. So I'm really not wanting for anything. I'm not desperate to get back into another situation. Um, I'm not rushing it, but I'm always open to connecting, with more partners. The type of relationship that I want, though, is a relationship where everybody wins in the end. Nobody should feel cheated out of anything. Nobody should feel like, like, damn, I wonder if he care about me. I wonder if he loved me. I wonder, you know, it should never even be a situation like that. So that's all I really had to say. I think that was basically it. I started off as a person who had confidence, had self-esteem, but it's even more now. Like, it's even stronger now. It's even more powerful now because universe literally opened my mind up wide and just started downloading, like, oh my God. Whew. And that's why I can say this is the biggest transformation that I've ever experienced in life. And it was so worth it. And I'm so happy that I got the chance to experience this. Not many people get to experience these things. I'm glad that I got to, though. I'm thankful for everybody along the way responsible for propelling me into my greatness. I'm thankful. I can't be mad at you. Look where I am. Look where I am now. I can't be mad at nobody. I'm thankful. And, wish everyone, love, joy, happiness, bliss, and, safety in these times. And if you have any comments or questions, feel free to drop them at the bottom. Even if you have ideas on what you would like me to make a video about next, feel free to put that in the comment section and I will do my best to get to everybody's requests in order. And we'll go from there. All right, Royal Gang, gang, gang. People wear that word out, but I love it. All right, Royal Gang, it's your Queen of Spades, and I will talk with you again on another video. Stay tuned, like, subscribe, hit that bell notification for all of my videos so that you can get notifications for all of the videos that I put on YouTube and you don't miss anything. And don't forget to give me some suggestions on videos that you want me to make next. And I look forward to hearing from you guys soon and reading the comments. Like, I love reading the comments and seeing y'all's love and support. I appreciate y'all, and I appreciate the ones that do consistently watch my channel and the ones that have come to me from my channel and have become, clients permanently. So thank you all. I look forward to talking with you again soon. Got some juicy stuff coming up. Don't miss out. Like and subscribe. See you next time. Peace and bright blessings, guys.